On the outskirts of Tokyo, or deep in the mountains of Nagano, you can find something that defies the most basic rule of modern economics. A house. 2 stories, traditional wood-tiled roof, a small garden. And the price? $0. In London, New York, or Sydney, real estate is a gold mine. It's the primary way families build wealth. But in Japan, there are currently 9 million abandoned homes, known as Akiya. By 2033, 1 in every 3 houses in this country could be empty. Why is the world's 3rd largest economy begging people to take its land for free? And why, despite the deal, is almost nobody saying yes? To understand this, we have to look at how Japan views home. In the West, we're taught that a house is an investment that appreciates over time. In Japan, a house is a consumer good, like a car or a smartphone. Post-World War II, Japan had to rebuild fast. They built cheap, disposable housing. This created a cultural shift. The value is in the land, not the building. Within 22 years, a wooden Japanese home is statistically worth nothing. This creates a scrap and build culture. Why buy an old house when you can just tear it down and build a new one? This is the first reason why millions of homes are sitting empty. They are literally viewed as trash. But the disposable house culture is only half the story. The real driver is a demographic collapse that Japan is facing before any other nation. Japan's population peaked in 2008 and has been shrinking ever since. By 2050, the country could lose 20% of its people. Here's where the corporate context gets interesting. When an elderly person in a rural village passes away, they leave the house to their children. But those children moved to Tokyo or Osaka decades ago for corporate jobs. They don't want to move back. They can't sell the house because there are no buyers in a dying village. And they can't just give it back to the government easily. You might ask, why not just tear the house down and keep the land? Because of a massive flaw in the Japanese tax code. In Japan, property taxes on vacant land are up to 6 times higher than on land with a building. If you demolish the decaying house, your taxes skyrocket. So, thousands of families choose to leave the house standing. Rotting attracts pests and becoming a fire hazard just to keep their tax bill low. It's a systemic incentive to let the country crumble. Now here's where this story takes a fascinating turn. While rural Japan is drowning in free houses, Tokyo is experiencing the exact opposite problem. In central Tokyo, the average apartment costs over $650,000. In premium districts like Shibuya or Minato, prices triple. Young professionals are cramming into apartments smaller than most American garages, paying premium rents for the privilege. This is the paradox at the heart of Japan's housing crisis. It's not that Japan doesn't have enough houses. It has too many, but they're in the wrong places. Young Japanese aren't choosing expensive Tokyo apartments over free rural houses out of ignorance. They're making a rational economic decision. Because in rural Japan, the houses are free, but the jobs, hospitals, schools, and infrastructure are gone. You can't work remotely if there's no reliable internet. You can't raise a family if the nearest school is an hour away. So the migration continues. Rural Japan empties out, while Tokyo keeps getting more crowded and more expensive. 2 housing crises, 1 country. So, back to that $0 price tag. Is it a good deal? For a Westerner looking for a slow life, it's tempting. But for a local, it's a liability. Many of these houses don't meet modern earthquake standards. Renovating them can cost more than building a brand new house. Furthermore, Japan's rigid bureaucracy makes it hard for foreigners or outsiders to buy. You often have to prove you will live there permanently or contribute to the local economy. It's not just a house you're buying, it's a stake in a dying community. If the local school is closed and the hospital is an hour away, the house is worth zero because the lifestyle is unsustainable. The Japanese government knows it has a problem, and they're trying to fix it. Sort of. They've created Akiya banks, online databases where local governments list abandoned properties. Some municipalities offer subsidies up to $30,000 for families willing to relocate to depopulated areas. In 2023, they passed legislation to simplify demolition regulations and make it slightly easier to dispose of unwanted inherited property. They've even started adjusting the tax code that created this mess in the first place. There are success stories: young families renovating old farmhouses, entrepreneurs turning abandoned shops into cafes, remote workers finding their countryside dream. But these are drops in the ocean. For every one house that gets renovated, 100 more fall into disrepair. You can't policy your way out of a demographic collapse. By 2040, experts predict 15 million Akiya, nearly 1 in 4 homes sitting empty. Japan is often called the canary in the coal mine. What's happening to Japanese real estate is a glimpse into the future of many developed nations. When a population shrinks, the fundamental logic of real estate as an investment breaks. Supply stays the same, but demand vanishes. South Korea, Italy, parts of China, they're all facing the same demographic headwinds. What we're watching in Japan today might be coming to your country tomorrow. Japan is trying to fix this, changing tax laws, offering subsidies, but you can't fight math. So, would you take a free house in Japan? Or is free still too expensive for a house that will never be worth a dime? If you want to understand the economics behind the world's biggest shifts, subscribe to Corporate Context. Thanks for watching.